Hey guys, it's Sim and this is Wrestling Unlimited as it's Monday, and that means tonight was Monday Night Raw. Not just any Monday Night Raw, though. It was the final Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. We got a lot of build, of course, going into that show. They hyped it up a lot. And yeah, I enjoyed Raw. I thought Raw was pretty good tonight. Better than SmackDown was on Friday. I thought Friday was a good show, not a great show. And I thought tonight's show was good. Not great either, but I would call it really good if I had to say. I would say tonight's Raw was really good. A lot of build for everything that we need to know going into WrestleMania. And yeah, WrestleMania looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos that I've been posting about the stage setup. We posted one this morning of the leaked render drawing, I guess you would say, of what the stage is going to look like. And then we got new photos this evening during Raw of the stage being built. And it basically confirms that those renders are what they are. And so it looks like the stage for WrestleMania is going to look like the front of like a hotel or casino in Las Vegas, which should be really, really cool. I'm excited to see how it comes out afterwards once they add all the LED screens and wherever the Mania logo is going to go, because the render doesn't have the logo on it or any like the set dressing. It's just the base of the look of it, and then we go from there. But we've also got Luke over here with us. Luke, what's going on?
Not much. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I mean, past few weeks have been a little rough. Last week I was sick, had really bad body aches. And then the week before I had a group project that I had to work on for one of my classes. I had to write a 10-page paper and I had to work on a 15-minute presentation on top of that as well.
Jesus Christ, 10-page paper. Shit. That's wild.
10 pages and a 15-minute presentation. And guess what the topic was?
Podcast.
I was writing about
Was it your podcast?
No.
Oh.
This is different class. This is my media class.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I was writing 10-page paper with a partner about the song War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
Oh wow, I haven't heard that song forever.
Yeah, we're writing about like the music video and how it can relate to like media.
Nice. That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, presentation went pretty good. We were like right on the 15-minute mark actually.
Oh, nice.
So and last week I was just sick. But hey, I'm back now and I'm here to talk about Raw. And overall, I thought Raw was good, but I feel like it was similar to last week.
Yeah, I get that.
It kind of had the same ending, and it kind of just had like the same stuff from like last week almost, with like not the exact same segments, but very similar.
Here's my question. Why do they want us to think about the Authority? They ended this show making me think about the Authority with the Shield chair shot and Michael Cole multiple times saying, that's the same kind of chair shot he gave him when he broke up the Shield. And then Seth saying best for business. Wasn't that what Triple H and Stephanie always said? Best for business with the Authority. So I don't know why they want us to. I don't know why they want like, Go for it.
They're always like this. They're always like, now that's what's best for business.
Right. And so I don't know why they want us to think of the Authority going into WrestleMania. Triple H and Stephanie aren't getting involved. At least I hope they're not. Who else from the Authority do we still even have? I mean, Jamie Noble is still working backstage. Half of J&J Security. Big Show.
There's Kane, Big Show.
Big Show's, I think, still under contract to AEW. I don't even know. Let me see. Is he even on the AEW roster anymore? I don't think he is, because I check that roster at least once a week to see if there's new renders. And I would think he would be down at the bottom on like coaches. He's not on list. He's not listed as coaches or broadcast team. No Paul White. So I don't think
Randy Orton.
Randy's got nothing to do. No, I heard Randy's supposed to get a Sunday match. Because Saturday has 7 matches. Sunday has 6 matches. If you add a Randy Orton match, it would go Sunday to go 7-7. I don't know who Randy's opponent's going to be, though.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter either going Aleister Black or Rusev.
I would like it to be Rusev. Aleister Black would be okay, but I'd rather it be Rusev.
Yeah, but I have no clues. Some people said Karrion Kross as well.
I saw some people saying maybe make it what's his name, Jeff Cobb, because he's coming in, but Meltzer had it confirmed Cobb will be in soon, but not WrestleMania soon. He's not what's it called? He's not Randy's opponent. But I mean, they could always go the Nick Aldis route.
Some people did say Nick Aldis because Randy RKO'd him.
Second time.
Yeah, you know what, Randy? I'm tired of your crap. I'm tired of you disrespecting me and stuff. That's the second time you RKO'd me. So,
you know what? I hope not. I hope it's not Solo. No, thank you. I don't need to see Randy Orton and Solo at WrestleMania. Tamatonga, sure, that'd be the better match.
Ooh, what if Sami Zayn?
Sammy pops up out of nowhere. Last I heard, Sammy's not working Mania, but I heard that before KO got hurt. So,
the original plan, I think what I heard was that Sammy was supposed to be getting involved with that match and help Randy win.
So last I heard was Sammy wasn't supposed to be involved in Mania at all. And that was like 3 weeks ago. So I don't know. That was last that I was told and heard. But we'll see. They got to change plans. They got to change course. And if Orton wants his 20th WrestleMania, then, well, they got to find him something. Did you see Randy Orton did an interview? I think it was with Complex. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And said he just signed a 5-year deal last year with WWE. And when that 5-year deal's up, if he feels as good as he does right now, he's signing another 5-year deal. He's like, I'll go to 2034.
Who did, KO?
No, Randy.
Oh.
Randy said, I'm feeling so good right now, I'll wrestle for another 10 years because he just signed a 5-year deal last year and said that at the end of this 5-year deal, if he feels as good, he'll sign another 5-year deal. He's like, I know I can't go forever, but maybe I'll go to 2034.
Jeez, how old is Randy?
43, 44? Well, not older. Randy Orton is 45.
45.
Oh, his birthday's 2 days before mine. He just turned 45. He's an April Fool's baby. I mean, if he goes another 9 years, so that means he would be 54 when he retires. He'd be Truth Sage now.
I mean, Truth's still looking all right in the ring.
Right. How old's Jericho?
I don't even know when Randy's going to retire. Jericho is like in 53.
Oh, no. Jericho's 54. So if Randy goes till he's for another 9-10 years, he'd be the same age that Jericho is now. And Jericho looks perfectly fine in the ring at 54 years old.
Yeah.
For a guy that's 54, I would not think Jericho's 54. You know what I mean? Having matches that he does, I wouldn't think he's even in his 50s. I would think like mid to late 40s. I honestly, if you just look at him and Randy, I would think they're close to the same age. I didn't think there's a 10-year difference.
Yeah.
Now, when you think of, oh, well, Jericho's been doing this since the 90s, no duh, there's a 10-year difference. But still, it's like if you just look at the two of them next to each other, Jericho's aged well, I guess you could say. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Remember, all you got to do is link your Amazon account, link your Twitch account, bada bing, bada boom, and then you can subscribe to us or any others you want to on Twitch. Free. No extra cost. Remember, you can also help us out over on YouTube with that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos, when we go live, and when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. You get a plethora of different perks there as doing so, as a thank you from us for helping us monetarily. Remember, we are pretty much community funded here. So the more you guys can help us and the more you guys can get the word out and have other people help us, Super, super grateful. And also remember that if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, another great way to support the channel is with a super chat or a super sticker. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Right now, Epic does have their Epic Savings Sale going on till the 24th. So about 10 more days going on that for you guys to get some cool stuff. Also, maybe you want to get in on some new games. Assassin's Creed Shadows, Split Fiction, and so much more. Use our code PWU NLIMITED. That's PW Unlimited for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. And with that, thank you, Fonzie, for alerting me that I forgot to do the polls again. Forgot to do them on Friday, too. I'm going to throw those up right now. What did you think of Raw? We'll just get the main ones. We had YouTube and Twitter. I liked it. It was all right. Well, I get this going. Luke, what'd you think of this Gunther promo that opened up the show? Holy shit.
I was like, holy crap, this is great.
I know.
I'm glad that they're actually doing a lot more now for this Jey Uso and Gunther match, because for a while before the Jimmy Uso stuff where he's beating the crap out of Jimmy Uso, I feel like they weren't really doing a whole lot.
It was kind of just there.
But I'm finally glad that they're actually doing a lot with the Gunther Jay stuff.
And they usually it's because WrestleMania is about 2 weeks later than normal, some years 3, and so it's like they've been having to build this match since February 1st or 3rd, actually, technically, and so they've been having to build this match for almost 3 months now, when usually it's like a 2-month build to WrestleMania. So they've had an extra month that they've had to stretch this all out, which is not good. But hey, I thought it peaked a couple weeks ago. So the last 3 weeks have been good. Right when I thought it peaked, then they finally started doing stuff. Then they did the Jimmy beatdown, then Jay's promo last week, then Gunther's promo tonight, which was awesome. But I think we got the polls all good and going now. Let's do the threads poll. Screw it, we got time. I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. All right. But with that, Monday Night Raw comes to us from Sacramento, California. I liked Logan Paul's joke later where he's like, Sacramento, you're not cool enough to live in LA and you're not smart enough to live in San Francisco. If you're from California, you get that joke. Logan's not, but he made the joke. Anyways, yeah, if you're from California, you get the joke. If you're not from California, you may still get the joke. But we see Jey Uso, Penta, Judgment Day, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman all entering the building. They tell us here that Penta will be facing Finn later on in the show. Michael Cole's also running down a couple other things, saying, hey, Gunther's here, and I'm going to have an interview with him later on, and then Gunther's music hits. Before I get into that, Esports Gaming Rules with a couple of bit donations. He says, what a few days for NJPW. First, The Rock posted on Instagram wearing an NJPW shirt, and NJPW reposted on IG. And now Jeff Cobb is leaving NJPW and might be headed to WWE, and is still NJPW, still thinking of a WWE X NJPW partnership despite this news. So I don't know anything on if there's going to be a WWE New Japan partnership. We know that right before Bryan Danielson left WWE, Nick Khan did have a talk with New Japan and tried to get a partnership going because they didn't want to lose Danielson. They thought, because Danielson's big thing was like, I want to go work New Japan. And if I go over to AEW, they'll let me do that. They got a partnership. And so Nick Khan reached out and was like, can we work something out? Can we get a deal where you work with us and we work with you and we keep Bryan and Bryan gets to wrestle for you guys? But it just didn't come to fruition. I actually had the scoop on that one myself, where I had a guy that got like a Zoom video chat meet and greet with Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan at the time. And he was like, he said to the guy on the meet and greet, he was like, maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but WWE's trying to get a deal so I could work with New Japan. And then the guy was like, hey, this was a private meet and greet. I don't know if you want to do anything with it. And he sent me the whole 10-minute meet and greet video where Brian said it. So anyways, yeah, I don't know if they're going to have a partnership with New Japan. Right now, New Japan works with AEW. They've stated they got another Forbidden Door show coming this year. So that's going to be the London show for AEW. But yeah, I don't know what could come of this. The Rock usually doesn't wear, or I'll just say it like this. The Rock doesn't post wrestling related things on Instagram for no reason. Whenever Rock is posting anything that has anything wrestling related in it, it's usually for a reason. So I don't know if like Rock is the one that got. So here's the other thing we don't know about Jeff Cobb. At first, the rumor was his contract expired in January when others' contract expired, like Kevin Knight and a few others. But I think Finley's contract was up then. But it's like New Japan said we granted him his release. Yet if his contract was up in January, what release? Did he like sign a short-term deal? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume it might have been like an extra year they signed.
Well, that's the thing.
Maybe he just wanted out early.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he signed some short-term extension and then was like, oh, crap, nope, WWE wants me. I'm out. So I don't know. Esports Gaming Results says I got WWE 2K25 on the PlayStation Store in their WrestleMania sale. Oh, I didn't know there was a WrestleMania sale on the PlayStation Store. How much was 2K25? How much is it right now? Is it on? If it's on sale, let's see. Let's go there really quick. WWE 2K25 right now is 20% off. So the standard edition is 20% off. The Bloodline edition is 15% off right now on the PlayStation Store. So if you got a PlayStation 5 or 4, well, they got a bunch of sales. Ooh, Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition is 75% off. That game is good. $20 for the Deluxe Edition, very much worth it. Very much worth it. Yeah, PlayStation's got a bunch of stuff on sale right now. I wish this damn Astrobot was cheaper. It's still $60 on sale. Fuck. Still haven't played that. Anyways, so Gunther's music hits, and Michael Cole's like, I guess we're doing this now. I was supposed to do this later in the show with Gunther, but okay. Cole gets in the ring, and he goes to talk to Gunther. Gunther tries to speak. The crowd boos loudly. And unlike Charlotte Flair, Gunther doesn't let it rattle him. He plays it up, and he uses that as part of his promo, the crowd booing. Unlike Charlotte, who the crowd boos her like a heel like this, and she just gives up and says, Tiffany, finish the segment. So Gunther said he was in a bad mood over Jay and called him full of crap. The crowd yeeted, which just upset Gunther even more. Gunther called himself the greatest gift this company's ever have. He stated that 80% of the time that he's been in WWE, he's been a champion, which is true. He came in, immediately won the NXT UK title. Dropped that, went to NXT for a short period of time, came to the main roster, boom, Intercontinental Champion. Longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Dropped that at WrestleMania. What was it, 3-4 months later? Boom, World Champion. It's crazy to think. 80% of the time that this guy's in WWE, he's got a title on him. That's how much they think of him. He said that he's the greatest world champion of all time. And he refuses to let somebody like Jay Uso ruin that for him. Gunther, oh, whew. I lost all my breath there I went to speak and like sucked in the air and lost my voice for a second. Gunther. Anyways, Gunther wanted Jay to enter the match with more confidence than ever. Because, well, it doesn't matter either way, but it'll be better that way. It'll be funner. Gunther would put him down the fourth consecutive time. Gunther said that he does not lose control when he beat up. He did not lose control when he beat up Jimmy Uso. He was in full control of everything he did. He wiped Jimmy's blood on himself and loved it. Jay prayed to the Lord that he was in control. because, well, he knows he's not. He would have drowned. He said he would have drowned them both in Jimmy's blood if he could have. Gunther then looked right into the camera, like literally, like face in the camera, and said, I look forward to calling my mother after I beat you and telling her how much I enjoyed beating the living hell out of Jey Uso and walking out of WrestleMania the champion. He dropped the mic and stormed off. Excellent promo. This was so good. Jay's winning that belt, though. What'd you think?
Oh, yeah. Jay is for sure winning the belt. I'm also just curious to see what they're going to do with Gunther, like, after Mania.
Yeah. You think he gets a rematch at Backlash? Remember, Roman didn't.
Well, Roman also took some time off, though.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, if the storyline permitted of, hey, Roman's going to get a rematch, then he would have stuck around for the next show. But anyways, you were saying?
I just don't want Backlash to be a bunch of rematches, though.
No, I get that.
Plus, I feel like there's other people Jay could face at Backlash if he's going to defend the belt at Backlash.
I would assume so. First pay-per-view as the champion? Yeah.
A lot of people, actually. John Cena is most likely going to defend because I think Cena's going to beat Cody.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So as of, and let me see if I got these written down right here. I think I got them right here. As of, this was from Friday. Yeah. Well, as of Friday, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, yeah, as of Friday, we had every title match at Mania other than the women's tag because we didn't know the odds for that. The odds maker thinks title change in every title match at Mania. Cena beats Cody. Jay beats Gunther. Charlotte beats Tiffany. That one is still kind of like it could go either way because there's no clear favorite. But Belair wins the triple threat. Dom, they think, is winning the IC title. Fatu beats Knight. And yeah, I said Jay Gunther.
I can see Knight beating Fatu than Fatu just beating the crap out of Solo.
Really?
Think about it. Like, Solo could interfere, like, costing, like, Fatu the match, and then Fatu's like, what the heck?
I don't know. I think Jacob Fatu should win the title. We got a Bianca Belair promo video here. She admitted that Io Sky and Rhea Ripley had brought out a different side of her. But that wasn't a bad thing. She has been through a lot, but she was still the best. She won the Chamber and has never been beaten at WrestleMania. She said, excuse me. She said that was nothing, there's nothing they can do to stop her from winning the title. Michael Cole then let us know there's 14,158 people here in attendance. Almost a sellout. Luke and I were talking about this before we went on the air. They had less than 100 tickets available. I think less than 80 tickets available by the time the show went on the air. So all you people complaining about ticket prices are too high. Well, if they're selling over 14,000 tickets for a Raw, they're going to keep those ticket prices high because they know they're going to sell.
Yeah, because I've seen, and I know I've told Tim this multiple times, like off stream. Mm-hmm. Like, I've seen a lot of people make like TikToks and YouTube videos, like complaining about like how WWE is setting prices so high for like merch and just ticket prices. They're gonna keep them high as long as people keep buying them.
Yep.
Like for example, like WWE had this like WrestleMania LED sign on WWE's shop for like $500. It's already sold out, and they released it today.
Was it 5 or was it more than 5?
I can check real quick.
I got it right here. I'm going back to the link because I already had it.
Oh, it's 600.
That's what I thought. I thought it was $599. And I'm going to show you guys this because this does not look like it's worth no $600. Chat, tell me if this looks like it's worth $600 freaking dollars to you. Does this sign here look like it's worth $600. There's no description, so you don't even know the size of it. Like, it looks like it's no more than like 3 feet wide by 2 feet tall, if even that. It doesn't even look that big. We don't even have a real shot of it. Like, that one is kind of a real shot of it, but like, that's $5.99 for that WrestleMania sign, and sold out. Sold out of how many? 12? Like, how many did they even put on sale?
That's a good question. I don't know.
They also have this.
I know
This is
last
actually
time
really
I
cool.
checked, when I first saw it today, they said they had like only 4 left. So maybe they had like only 12 selling them.
Oh, I don't know. That was just a random number I thought of. But this is really cool. I don't know if it's worth $350, but it is a briefcase. It's got poker chips and poker cards in it. Poker chips are WWE branded. The box for the cards are WWE branded, but they don't show us the cards. They don't show us what the cards look like. I'm not buying this to just get a generic pack of cards that I could buy over at the dollar store. I want WWE branded cards inside these boxes. Granted, the chips are WWE branded, so those are cool as well. But
like the interior inside the briefcase is pretty darn cool as well.
yeah, and then the outside looks cool. Also, if you want just the briefcase without the poker chips and the cards and everything, that's $150 off. So these poker chips and cards are $150, they think. What?
Honestly, like it looks cool, but I'd much rather buy a replica belt instead.
Right? So
yeah, dude, that LED sign is like worth more than a championship belt. Like the WWE Undisputed Championship is $350. That sign is $600.
$550 for an authentic world championship, world heavyweight championship. $50.
I'd much rather use that money to buy a championship belt
That
instead.
damn LED light is $50 more than the world heavyweight title replica. You gotta be.
And that LED light is sold out already.
Exactly. Like, what the hell? What the hell?
But again, they're gonna keep those prices up as long as people are buying it.
Yep. You pay it, they keep, outrageous prices. But moving forward, we had Bayley versus Liv Morgan. A little bit of a teaser for their WrestleMania tag title match. Match went a little over 12 and a half minutes. Morgan tried to go for the three amigos early on the outside of the ring, but Bayley blocked the third one. Morgan managed to stomp Bayley's hand on the steel steps and hit a vertical suplex on the steps. Morgan controlled things through a break, thanks in part to some help from Raquel. Things slowed down during the break, and when we came back, Bayley hit knee strikes. Morgan avoided a sunset flip bomb and drove her into the turnbuckle instead. Morgan countered Bayley a couple of times before Bayley hit knee strikes and a sunset flip buckle bomb for a 2. Morgan hit a code breaker on the apron, followed by a drop kick off the apron for a 2 in the ring. Morgan tried something off the ropes, but Bayley caught her with a stunner, followed by a belly-to-belly. Bayley seemingly had it won, but Rodriguez put Morgan's foot on the ropes to break the cover. So Valkyria then went after Raquel, but Raquel booted her. Bayley then gave her a stunner in the ropes. Ref then got rid of everybody, and Morgan hit a backstabber. Morgan tried an Oblivion, but Valkyria held Bayley from the behind. This then led to Bayley getting a jackknife pin and winning, which makes me think, Liv and Raquel are retaining. If Bayley beat Liv here, the champs, and this is, how WWE typically books, so I would think it's like this. If WWE, or if Bayley wins here, they're most likely, I give it an 80% chance that the tag champs are retaining. What do you think of the match?
Match was good, but yeah, I think I don't know, honestly. I don't know if they're gonna retain or like change hands. I don't know.
I'll just say this. I don't see Lyra as a double champion. And Lyra's got the IC title.
I can honestly see the women's tag like being the only belts like that doesn't like switch hands at Mania.
Yeah, because looking at these betting odds again, that was the only match we didn't have odds for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Yeah. It was the only match I didn't have odds for. Bailey does defeat Liv Morgan, and then we get Paul Heyman. He's shown awaiting the arrival of Roman Reigns. And Esports Gaming Rules with another bit donation. Thank you for that. He says, as it turns out, Sting may not show up for Lex's WWE Hall of Fame induction, and Ric Flair not showing up for Cody Cena, and for Cena possibly breaking Rick's record, will there be Tony fumble chance mostly in WrestleMania? So, can't blame Tony Khan for any of this. As far as the Sting thing goes, as far as Sting potentially not being at the Hall of Fame for Lex, that is because at least as of a week ago, WWE did not reach out to either Sting nor AEW to see if it was possible. So you can't blame Tony on that. That's WWE going, we don't even want to deal with it. Let Diamond do it. As far as Rick goes, Rick don't need to be there. Why does Rick need to be there? Like, I'd rather have Rick there to do something with Charlotte than be there for the Cena breaking the record thing. Like, I really wouldn't care that Rick's there or not. Granted, he says he's still, I didn't even know this. He said he's still under contract with AEW. So even if he wanted to be at Mania, he couldn't. But yeah, that's the thing. With Sting, WWE didn't even try. Like, Lex put it out there. I'd love for it to be Sting and Dallas. But at least as of last week, and I don't know if something's changed in the last 7 days, but as of last week, WWE didn't even reach out to Sting nor AEW.
What about the Tony? What about the Tony fumble chance?
What, on the NXT?
Yeah, I think they asked, well, do you think you'd hear those at Mania as well?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we do, then they're uneducated fans. I don't think we do. Plus, well, Legion Stadium is an enclosed dome. I was going to say, usually you can barely make out the chants at a Mania because they're in the stadium, but it is a closed dome, so the sound will come back down. I don't know. If there are Tony fumbled chants, it'd be the dumbest fucking thing ever because there's no reason to chant that. If they do, there's uneducated, dumb fans, I would say. Now, granted, them doing it on NXT, that's a whole different story. Because we saw two guys that Tony kind of messed up win the North American title and stuff. We also have a super chat here from Esports Gaming Rules. He said, the New Day needs new music. I say Ridge Holland. What? Needs new music? I say Ridge Holland. That makes no sense. They don't need another big guy, if that's what you're saying. And they do have new music. Mega Ran made their new music. I love their new music. I think it's really good because it wasn't made by WWE.
Yeah, their new music is awesome.
Yeah, no, Mega Ran did it.
Well, Mega Ran also made Xavier Woods' singles theme.
Yep, Mega Ran's great. I've interacted with him a few times on social media. He seems like a really cool guy.
Same.
Moving forward, we got a Rhea Ripley, not Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley video. She says that she didn't appreciate Belair making her look like the bad guy here. She told Sky to cherish every moment with the little time you got with that belt. Belair would find out what it felt like when Ripley was the bad guy, though. She would walk out of Mania the champion. We then had a 10-minute match with Rey Mysterio and who Michael Cole called the highly athletic Julius Creed. This match was okay. I thought there was too much outside interference and bullshit, but you get what you get in some of these matches. And it made sense to do all that crap because of where the story is. So, since Saturday, Jim Johnston will never go back to WWE because they don't want him back in WWE. Also, if any of you saw in the last couple of days the quotes floating around on Twitter, Jim Johnston says he wants to return to WWE. I don't know why that resurfaced. That's a 2.5-year-old interview from Jim Johnston. That all of a sudden the quotes resurfaced of Jim Johnston wants to return to WWE and do music. I don't think they want a 70-something-year-old guy making their music. Granted, he was a great musician and composer back in the day. Could he still do it now? Who knows? But he's like 70-something, so yeah.
I mean, he made a lot of great theme songs, but I just think they need to bring back CFO. CFO made some awesome themes.
Right.
I don't know why they got rid of CFO.
It was a rights deal, and they just their contract with them came up, and they couldn't come to a new deal, and there was a rights deal with their publishers, and it was a whole thing.
Like, they got rid of a lot of cool theme songs because CFO left.
Well, I think it was more of because of CFO's publisher and management than anything. But as far as like who actually owns the rights to the music that CFO created for WWE, and it was a whole thing. So, where was I? Rey Mysterio versus Julius Creed. Also, if you guys, has it started yet? I don't know if it's started yet, but Julius Creed is a coach on the newest season of The Ultimate Fighter on Team Cormier. That's cool. He's like helping with doing the wrestling coach. So a referee distraction.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the UFC stuff like last Saturday?
Oh, yeah, I watched most of the show.
There was like a 2-minute match for like one of the matches.
I mean, it happens. I've seen 15-second fights in UFC.
Yeah, I was telling my dad about that, and he was like, yeah, that was pathetic.
I mean, it happens. I saw one. I forget who it was. But literally, the bell rang. The two guys ran at each other. One guy jumped, knee to the face, knocked him out. It was like not even 15 seconds. It happens sometimes. You just get caught. That's why Logan Paul's whole thing, because he's, a boxer, is like one lucky punch, and I'll knock you out. It's true. It happens. So early on, there was a ref distraction that led to Gable dropping Rey Mysterio on the top rope. The LWO returned the favor by crotching Julius. The ref saw both teams start to get up on the apron, so he tossed him to the back. Julius had control during a commercial break, and like the opening match, held on a rest hold until they came back, and then Rey made the comeback as we come back from the break. Rey sent Julius out of the ring with a Hurricane Rana. Rey went for a sliding splash, but Julius caught him, held him up high, and walked up the steps onto the apron. Julius then tried a charge, but Rey dodged it, and Julius went shoulder first into the post. Rey hit a Hurricane Rana on the ropes, followed by 10 punches in the corner and a DDT for a 2. Then, El Grande Americano would come out, leap onto the apron. Rey tried to rip his mask off, so Julius put Rey in a cradle and got a 2 off of it. Rey shoved Julius into Americano, knocking him off the apron. Michael Cole will not say that this is Americano. He will say, no, that's Chad Gable. He will say that's Chad Gable over and over again. Elise says, Jake, not Logan. Did you not see Logan fight goddamn Floyd Mayweather? Logan was the first of the Pauls to box when he did the KSI fight. Technically, him and Logan were on the same, or him and Jake were on that same card, but it was all because Logan started it, and then Jake's like, oh, I can fight too. So yeah, Logan's a boxer too. Logan's boxed as well. Hell, they talked about Tyson fighting Logan after he fought Jake, but they couldn't get it together. Anyways, where was I? Rey shoved Julius into Americano, knocking him off the apron. Rey followed with a 619 and a springboard splash to pick up the victory and defeat Julius Creed. Crowd popped big for the finish here. Crowd liked Rey getting the win. And yeah, I thought the match was okay once they kicked everybody out. But then, Grande came back out. And Pat made some weird joke. Oh, yeah, El Grande Americano. He's a luchador. Didn't you know, Cole? Cole goes, no, he's not. He's an Olympian. I was like, oh, I get it. Cole will not say that he's not Chad Gable, I guess you would say.
Oh, no, I feel like this whole, like, Rey Mysterio versus El is just supposed to be for Rey to beat Chad Gable and take that mask off to be like, oh my God, it's Chad Gable.
I thought that they should have made it mask versus mask. Granted, that would probably be too predictable.
It would have been way too obvious.
Rey's not losing his mask here, but Unless it builds to mask versus mask down the road, then that's a different story.
Like, what are they gonna do at SummerSlam?
So
you think they'll wait that? You think they wait that long?
Triple H did an interview and basically said, yes, we are going to Mexico for a big event. They could do it there in Mexico. He didn't say when. He didn't say when. He just said, we are planning to go to Mexico for a big event soon. But I can maybe see Chad winning at WrestleMania. Then they do the rematch at Backlash, mask versus mask. Or maybe they do them, or rematch at Backlash. You do like a 3-match series. Rematch at Backlash, Ray wins. Then you do the rubber match where it's mask versus mask at the show after Backlash, which may or may not be Mexico. I don't know. Muscle Man with a bit donation. He says, who do you think could be the next AEW answer to join WWE, or AEW wrestler? I don't know why I read that weird. To join WWE. Also, did you see the new Minecraft movie and Jack Black on SNL a week or two ago? Didn't see Jack Black on SNL. Did watch the Minecraft movie with the kids. My daughter didn't care for it. My son really liked it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was like super great or anything, but I didn't hate it. I was like, oh, I get why it's got low reviews. I get why people think it's actually really good. It was just okay for me. As far as who I think is what happened? Did you see it or no?
I saw it. I mean, I saw where like the quality wasn't that good.
Chicken jockey.
Have you? People are crazy in movie theaters. I swear.
Did you see what Jack Black did yesterday or Saturday?
What?
Showed up at a movie theater in Los Angeles before the movie started. It was like, hey, please don't throw your popcorn and candy. Don't leave a mess for everyone to have to clean up.
Someone brought an actual chicken to a movie theater.
I saw that. There's people that are escorted out by cops in one city.
Yeah. And as far as Jack Black on SNL, oh my God, that was freaking hilarious. He did
I don't watch SNL, so.
I mean, I don't either, but I saw one of his skits.
Gotcha.
There was like a dating show skit he was doing, and he was dressed up like Indiana Jones, and the host was like, "You do realize he's dressed up as Indiana Jones, right?" And he's like, "It's like, what's Indiana Jones? Is that brand or something?"
That's funny.
He's trying to be like, "You're holding a whip, though." Like, you'll have to watch it after this. It's hilarious.
I'll check it out.
I was like crying. There was like a Flamin' Hot Cheetos one as well. That was hilarious.
We also have another bit donation from Esports Gaming Rules. He says, why can Shamrock not in the 2020? Try to read that too fast. Why can Shamrock not in the 2025 class of WWE Hall of Fame if it's perfect because it's in UFC's home turf of Vegas? I get where you're coming from with that as far as him and his connection with UFC. He's from Macon, Georgia, technically, so it's like he's not even a Vegas guy. Yeah, you could say Vegas would work for him because, the UFC connection there. So there was at one point a rumor that he could go in this year, but I just don't know if maybe it didn't come to fruition. They couldn't get a deal together for it. I don't know what happened. There was talks at one point that they wanted to potentially do Shamrock this year. Also, you do got to remember, Shamrock's time in WWE was not really that long. He was only really in WWE from like 97 to 99. He came in February of 97 and had his last match. When was this? Let's see. Mid to late. So after SummerSlam, he did SummerSlam, yeah. So not long after SummerSlam 99. He was barely in WWE for 2.5 years. You gotta think about that as well. And Shamrock was not in WWE that long at all. And he is a Hall of Famer already in pro wrestling. He's in the TNA Hall of Fame because he was their first world champion. He won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship on the first AEW or TNA show.
Yeah, and I think he also forgot to. Or, keep going.
Oh no, go for it.
I was gonna say I think you forgot to answer Muscle Man's first question.
Which one about? Oh, the AEW wrestler. I did. Thank you for that. But I was gonna say about Ken Shamrock and TNA. when he dropped the TNA title, the NWA title, do you know who he dropped it to? Who beat him for the NWA World Championship?
Who?
R-Truth.
Yeah, he was their first ever. He was the first ever black NWA World Champion, I believe.
Yep. First ever. As far as who I think the next person to leave AEW to go to WWE, heavy rumors on Mariah May. Her contract's up this summer. She posted over the weekend on social media. You may regret those things that you don't try or do. I don't know. If I'm going to make a prediction, Mariah May. I mean, she lost that title to Tony Storm in Australia and hasn't been seen since. Tony Khan likes to do that bullshit.
Yeah, Tony Khan. I don't even think Tony Khan knows what to do with her at this point.
Basically, he's like, I got a plan. One plan. He does this with a lot of people. He gets through that plan, and then he's like, oh, I got nothing else. Uh-oh. Now what? Nothing. So, yeah. Mariah May just disappeared off the face of the earth when it comes to AEW.
I mean, I don't really know any other AEW contracts that are set to expire pretty soon.
Look at the AEW roster really quickly. We're getting a little off topic here, but it's fine. Next to come in. We also got to think who's the next to leave. Jericho keeps talking about how he'd maybe have interest in going back, but I heard WWE's not even interested in Jericho at this time. So I don't even know if they would take it.
The only thing I see them doing Jericho is putting him in the Hall of Fame. That's kind of it.
You just made the list. But as far as we don't know anything going on with Keith Lee. Triple H would take him back in a heartbeat, but we don't know anything going on with him, his contract, his health, all of that. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go back to WWE? His wife's there. Triple H would take him and use him very well, just like Bronson Reed. But yeah, looking here, I really just don't see anybody. There's not really anyone. I mean, oh, and I was wrong. Paul White is still on the roster. He's on the active wrestler roster, not under like broadcast team or anything. That's interesting. Paul White is still on the roster. Actually,
what are they even doing with him? I don't know.
I found it. I got the name. You want it's a funny name, but I got it. You know who it is?
Who?
So Lil Brody, -1.
Him?
It's a joke for sure, but I mean, he's appeared more in the last 2 years on WWE television than AEW. He was seen at WrestleMania with Cody the last 2 years.
Wasn't he like under like some like AEW deal, or once he turns 18 he can start wrestling for them?
I don't know. He's on their roster page, but then at the same time, WWE's putting him on TV and Cody's talking about him on TV. He's training with Natty, which doesn't really matter because a lot of people go over and train with Natty that's not in WWE, but yeah, if I'm looking here, he's probably the only one that I could see. But he's what? Younger than my kids, or maybe my daughter's age, so he's no older than like 12.
Yeah.
11, 12. But looking here, I don't see anybody. I mean, if I'm going to throw out a legit name, Wardlow. Wardlow, I think, would actually be... No. Wardlow would be perfect in NXT. He would be a perfect top guy in NXT. You know,
I agree with that one.
You know who else I think would benefit greatly for leaving AEW for NXT?
Let me, can I guess?
Go for it. Oh, okay. Never mind. Go. It's a female.
Brian Cage?
No, female.
Oh, female? Thunder Rosa?
Megan Bayne. I think Megan Bayne has it, but needs a little bit more tweaking and training and learning, and NXT would do her wonders. Also,
don't disagree with that one.
I found the name. The one who...
But I think...
Go for it.
I think there's potential for the AEW women to do a lot better, because I think there's a good chance Gail Kim could go to AEW to work with the women.
Maybe. I don't know. But also,
I don't think she's going back to WWE. I don't see it.
You said Thunder Rosa. You know, WWE wanted to hire her as nothing more than a referee, like right before she signed with AEW.
I heard that story.
Yeah, but no, I found the name. Who could be the next coming from AEW? It's a return. Saraya.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
So apparently I was tipped off by somebody that may or may not know her personally and said, Saraya's got some big news coming in wrestling, but I'll let her tell everybody. That's all I was told. Saraya's got some big news coming in wrestling, but I'll let her share that news. Like, they didn't want it out there. So I don't know when she could announce or when she could say whatever this big news is. But Saraya's got something. But yeah, looking reasonably, the one I could see, Saraya. Or maybe they sign Layla Hirsch. She's no longer under contract with AEW, so she can sign. And I think she would do well in NXT as someone who I think is good and just needs just a little more seasoning.
She didn't really get much of a chance in AEW, to be honest.
No, and she actually just talked about that in an interview over the weekend or Friday or something. An interview that just dropped the last day or so about how she was really disappointed in her time with AEW as far as like lack of storylines. She only ever really had one real storyline, and it was that Diamante feud in ROH.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I can see Paige coming back. Paige actually did an interview recently and was like, I want to be in a Royal Rumble and I want to be in an Elimination Chamber. So those are two things.
Possible for both.
She's like, those are two things that they gave to the women after I left, and I haven't been able to do it yet. I can at least see her in a Rumble. Chamber, maybe. Rumble, I can see her in next year's Rumble. But as we move,
we gotta get back to Raw.
Moving forward here, we got our War Raiders video just talking about the New Day, and then Jackie interviewed New Day, and Kofi Kingston said Eric and Ivar might want war when it comes to the New Day at WrestleMania. So here's my question for you. Did they just tease that we're getting like some sort of like a Viking rules match at WrestleMania for the tag titles? She's like, the Viking Raiders have told me, or the War Raiders told me that they want war with you guys at WrestleMania. And remember, they had like the chairs and the DQ and all that stuff in the match that led to this match at Mania. Will we be getting some sort of like a stip match? Because what night is this match on? Is it on the opposite night of Drew and Priest? Because Drew and Priest have a street fight. If this match is on the opposite night, then I could see that being a very possible thing. Let's see. WWE tag titles, world tag titles. Yes, they are on separate nights. So if they want a street fight type match on both nights, this could be the match to do it on night one. War Raiders versus the New Day in a Viking rules match, maybe. Just a prediction. I don't know anything. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Don't hold me to it. But the way they kept saying, and she said it 2 or 3 times, they want war. And the New Day's like, war? You want us to bring war? They want war? So, I don't know. Do they end up telling us throughout the week that this is now a war? A Viking war? You think it's possible?
Possibly, yeah. I don't hate it.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, the New Day's probably going to win, though. Never mind.
That was another match I didn't have betting odds for, actually. Let's see if the betting odds are up for that match now. Because as of Friday, there were no odds for that match. As I look up that, we got a video package hyping up the Undertaker Triple H Hell in a Cell match from WrestleMania 28. Always a great match to go back and watch. Shawn is the referee. The selling in that match, the near falls, that match was so good. So good. Also, World Tag Team titles. Still no. Oh, New Day are. Holy shit. New Day are massive favorites at a minus 1,000.
Jeez.
Yeah. Like, now, granted, these aren't spoilers, so the betting odds could get it wrong. But, just saying, there are minus 1,000 right now. Still no odds for women's tag titles, though. Oh, Drew's odds went up. Drew went from being a minus 1,000. Now he's a minus 1,500. And let's see.
Yeah, I think Drew will probably win that.
I think that's the only one that looks like it's actually changed. Jay's odds went up slightly too. He went from a minus 600 to a minus 700. Other than that, everything else is the same. Wait. Nope. Dom's odds went more in his favor. Dom went from a minus 105. He is now a minus 250 to win the IC title.
The IC title one, that's the one I'm a little stuck on. It's either going to be Dom or Penta.
I say go for it and put it on Dom. Oh my God. The heat that he will generate as Intercontinental Champion. I can't wait.
Yeah. And it could cause more fusion with him and Finn.
Yep. Because Finn did the whole thing. Hey, people say you can't win on your own. Hey, people say you always need help to win matches. Which Carlito played that off so perfectly last week when he was just like Finn all talking crap, and then Carlito was just like, all right, let's go. I'll be out there with you. Next up, we had AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. Thank the Lord he's got the Fall and Pray entrance back. The music, the presentation, all of it. This is one of my favorite entrances right now in WWE is the Karrion Kross, Scarlet, Fall and Pray entrance, because they just come off looking like huge stars during this entrance. I love Michael Cole going, I talked to Karrion earlier today about if this is actually going to stick around as far as his entrance goes. And basically he said that Karrion Kross wants to go back in the day when he was beating people up all the time. So he wants to go back to the feeling of that. And he said a whole thing about it, but yeah. It's actually Karrion Kross's first Raw match since I want to say like September. And I know on Main Event this past week, it was his first match of all of 2025. So this is his first Raw match, since September 12th.
Jeez.
What? I like Karrion Kross.
I do too. I met him before. I met him in real life. Great guy. Him and Scarlet. Scarlet didn't really say anything. She was pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, man. They need. Do you think he actually leaves, or do you think he stays? Because I don't know.
I don't think he leaves.
He should not be wearing the tights, though. The tights don't really look that good on him.
Oh, yeah. He should go back to the trunks.
Go back to the trunks and shave his head.
No, I don't mind the long hair.
I do.
I think
I mind.
Okay, so we're on the opposite of that because I think the long hair looks better than the bald head.
I think the bald head, him with the bald head in the suit, makes him look like so dangerous and like actually like pretty cool. Because like him with the bald head in NXT in the suit.
In the suit, what is he, Agent 47 from Hitman?
It makes him look a lot more cool. Like I like.
No, like, I get that.
Like him wearing the suit and the bald head, like looking like beating the crap out of people. Like holy crap, this is what you want in a wrestler,
right?
Like I know you said in the past, like heel Randy Orton wearing a suit and getting all the women. That's how Karrion Kross was.
I don't know about getting all the women. I mean, he's been with Scarlet for a while, but
still, he's got a hot wife next to him.
Ain't wrong there. So early on, Kross quickly took advantage of Styles here, thanks in part to a cheap shot by Scarlet. The third match in a row now, the two wrestlers sat in a rest hold during the break. Styles did not immediately make a comeback following the break, and Kross hit a DVD for it too. Styles began fighting back by kicking Kross's leg. Kross tripped and played like he was hurt for real, but he was just faking it. Styles fell for it, Cross was mocking Styles' injury from months ago. He did a thing where he was like, "Oh, my ankle." And like the ref's checking on him. Scarlet's checking on him. AJ even got concerned. And then he jumps right up, does the little crane pose like, "Oh, look, I can stand out and I'm fine. Haha." And then that pissed off Styles, who fired back until Cross dropped him with a DDT. Cross tried a clothesline from behind, but Styles ducked it and hit a fireman's carry neckbreaker. Styles followed this up with a phenomenal forearm and pin carrying Cross to pick up the victory. Before we get into the Logan Paul post-match stuff, what do you think of the match itself?
I mean, the match was good, but it's like they need to do something better with carrying Cross. That's all I gotta say. Like this was literally just what?
What the hell is Elite talking? Scarlet to Tony Storm for my taste. Scarlet and Tony Storm couldn't be more opposite. What? Why? Because they both come out with black and white entrances? Well, first off, Scarlet had that before Tony Storm. They were doing that in NXT, black and white entrance.
Didn't she kind of do that in Impact Wrestling as well?
I don't remember. I didn't see much of her Impact stuff.
No, I remember her Impact stuff. She was supposed to be like this like hot new female wrestler coming in, and like everyone just had a crush on her.
Well, that's what I remember. She was the hot chick that could manipulate the men. Yeah.
And then like she left Impact because Impact was just paying her too little, where she couldn't really like work there full time.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy to think. She's like, "I'm not making enough money to have an actual living." But she went to WWE, then her husband came, and yeah. But no, her and Tony Storm couldn't be more opposite. They're not theater chicks. No, they're not. If you think Scarlett's character is a theater chick, then you need to freaking wow. Scarlett is not a theater chick. If anything, she is a paranormal activities kind of girl, I guess you would say. She's more of the scary. If anything, Scarlett's supposed to be playing a witch, not a theater chick. If anything, she's a witch. If Scarlett dyed her hair blonde, she'd be a spitting image of Tony. No, she wouldn't. She's been blonde. Better as a brunette, in my opinion. But she does not look like Tony Storm as blonde. They are not the same, not even close. And you need to go back to whatever you need to go back to learn the differences between what Tony Storm does as far as the old school Hollywood starlet actress and Karrion Kross and her supernatural creepy witch gimmick.
Did you hear the story how Karrion Kross met Scarlet?
No.
So they were working an indie show, and I guess like Scarlet was supposed to be wearing a wig for something, and like he saw her without the wig, and he's like trying to introduce himself, and then I guess like he tried to like make a move on her, and she said no at first. Then she like put on the wig later on. He came back to her thinking that she was a different person, and he tried to make a move again, and she's like, "You already tried."
That's funny. No, I talked to them. I met them once briefly. Maybe I had like a 5-minute conversation with them. It was the first ever Double or Nothing show. So they were there because they did the Starcast that week. And so there was a lot of non-AEW wrestlers there at the post-show party put on by Starcast. So like after Double or Nothing 2019, they then had a big party at the hotel. I think it was Caesars maybe. And so all the media got to go, and then if you bought tickets for the post-show party, you got to go, and then all the wrestlers were there, and they were, sitting talking with somebody else, and then we both went up to grab a drink at the same time, and then I introduced myself. I was like, "Hey, they probably don't even remember me. This is 2019," and then we talked for like maybe 5 minutes. So, but yeah, that was a cool weekend. That first Double or Nothing weekend with Starcast and all that, great weekend.
Yeah, I don't think I had the manpower to talk to like a wrestler at a bar or anywhere outside of an event. Like, to be honest, I'm one of those people where I just like to like respect their privacy. Just be like, just let them do their own thing, not say anything.
Right. I mean, we were all just there. Like, because we were in media, we got to go into the green room. And
okay. Oh, that's different. Yeah, that's totally different.
With a little backstage here. With the media pass, we got to go into the green room. They had drinks and sandwiches there for the wrestlers and the media. And so, like, I walked up to grab a Sprite, I think it was. Kevin Nash walked up at the same time. And he was like, hey, how's it going?
Oh, that's cool.
And, like, Conrad was in there eating lunch and stuff. So, yeah, cool, chill vibes and everything.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool then, not going to lie.
So after the match, Logan Paul comes out. Logan Paul said, we're here in Sacramento. The people in Sacramento, well, they're not cool enough to live in Los Angeles, and they're not smart enough to live in San Francisco. I love that. I thought that was, if you know, you know. He complimented Styles' win and said that they would cook at WrestleMania. He wanted to show everybody why they would make money at WrestleMania. So we aired a video package about himself that we've already seen this year. I think this is the same video that they aired on the January 6th Raw. It might have been the same video, I think. Afterwards, Styles called him a smart ass and told him to get in the ring so they could start Mania early. Cross would then sneak attack AJ from behind, but Styles saw it coming. He fought them both off and gave Cross a reverse DDT. However, Paul jumped in the ring, grabbed Styles, hit him with the loaded fist, and my camera froze, and no one told me that. My bad. Hit him with
there's something on my end.
Hit him with the loaded fist, and then dropped him with the pulverizer. It's a cool little finish that he's been doing recently. So, yep. Look, Paul got the better of AJ. AJ is the favorite to win by the betting odds. Who do you think is winning? AJ or Logan?
Probably AJ.
Yeah, as of right now, betting odds have AJ, I think. At least we're on Friday. Let me double check.
I could also see Logan Paul winning.
Oh, I could see it going either. That's one of those ones where it's like I could see it going either way. And I honestly don't think it matters. Like either guy can win and they'll both be fine. They'll just still do whatever.
Well, AJ is one of those names where if you beat him, it's not really going to affect him that much because he's already pretty established.
Exactly. Actually, there are no betting odds for AJ and Logan Paul. At least not on BetOnline. BetOnline AG does not have odds for AJ and Logan. Interesting. But moving forward, Paul Heyman was still waiting for Roman Reigns. Gable then came out on the stage during a break and cut a promo. Said he was upset about being screwed out of a match at WrestleMania, but was happy that the young up-and-comer El Grande Americano is getting the opportunity of a lifetime to cement his legacy as the greatest luchador of all time. Then we got Jay Uso. Jay came out wearing all black like he did last week, except for the white sneakers. Came out, got on the announce table, crowd's chanting, yeeting. They chant one more time. So he looks in the camera and goes, rolled again. Music plays again. Hey, they start yeeting. He eventually goes and cuts his promo. He said, we're here in Sacramento. My mom's somewhere in this crowd. I don't know where. Cut a promo while standing on the announce table. He shouted out, like I said, his mom. He said, people were wondering where his mind is at and wondered if he was crashing out. He is crashing out, but he's also locked in. Listening to Gunther made him realize that Gunther is nothing more than afraid of Jey Uso. Afraid that Jey is going to whoop his ass in front of 60,000 people and take his world title. Jey told Gunther that he would get him on Saturday. His music played, they yeeted again, and the segment ended. Nice, short, and sweet, and to the point. What'd you think? I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty good, and man, straight to the point. I liked it.
Don't need to waste no time. He's out there for what? Not even 10 minutes. 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes. We go to the back. Kathy Kelly interviewed Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, who was immediately attacked by Judgment Day. Balor chucked him into some equipment boxes, and then basically officials broke everything up, and Finn had to go have his match with Penta, which went about 11 and a half minutes and ended by DQ. So Penta knocked Balor off the apron during his entrance and followed this up with a flip dive. The match then began moments later when they entered the ring. Penta was in control early on, and as a result, Balor hit a basement dropkick. Balor did a too sweet hand gesture before doing a dive, before diving on Penta. After the break, Balor did use a rest hold. Penta broke it up and then returned the favor. Balor hit a superplex at one point as they returned and got a 2 off of it. Penta fought back and hit a backstabber for a 2. Penta at one point hit a sling blade, but Balor followed this up right away with a sling blade of his own. Penta avoided a running drop kick and hit a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Penta snapped Balor's arm, but Balor countered a Penta driver into a roll-up for a 2. Penta followed this up with kicks, but became distracted by Carlito and Dominic Mysterio, who showed up at ringside. Balor did use the distraction to apply a schoolboy and got a 2 off of it. Balor followed this up with a drop kick, but before he could set up for the coup de grace, Braun Breaker, his music would hit, and he would run down to the ring. Carlito was in the same position at the bottom of the ramp as last week, so he ran away before he can get killed again. Braun and then attacked Finn and caused the DQ. Carlito and Dom attacked Braun afterwards, but he actually hit them both with a double spear. Braun tried to spear Penta, but Penta fought him off and wiped out everybody minus Balor with the big dive. So there we go. What did you think of the match?
I mean, it was good. I liked it. I mean, it was a good last thing for them to do before Mania.
Yeah, and they said it's the first time that the Intercontinental title is being defended at Mania in a 4-way.
It's been defended in a ladder match twice, like back-to-back years.
Yes. Old Zack Ryder, Mania 32.
That was a waste. Lost it the next night.
Hey, it was just a way to bring Maurice back. They did the whole thing with his dad and Maurice. Also, if you guys are watching on Twitch, the poll is now live as we're about to talk about the main event segment. So before the main event, though, we got a Io Sky promo video. So we didn't see Io, Rhea, or Bianca on the show live, but we got video packages from each of the women, just basically talking about WrestleMania, why they think they're better than the other two, why the other two have pissed them off, and that they're going to leave the champion. The announcers then ran down the card for WrestleMania. Then we see Paul Heyman still waiting for Roman, and CM Punk shows up. He's like, still waiting for Roman now, are we? Punk was amused by this and said he's never seen Heyman so stressed out. They start talking, and he's like, you need to come hang out? You need a little, dose of reality? Come hang out at my place. Have some fun. And he puts his arm around Paul's neck or whatever. He puts it on his shoulder, and Roman comes out of the SUV that just pulled up, looks at it, all kinds of pissed off, and just storms down to the ring. Again, not wasting any time. Does a non-typical Roman entrance where he just beelines to the ring, and there we go. We get our main event segment. Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and the CM Punk. Reigns enters. Heyman follows. Heyman tried to do a shtick on the mic, and Roman grabbed a mic instead and said, Sacramento, acknowledge me. And they did. They did. Reigns said, but the world can hear the people love him and acknowledge him everywhere. The world could see that they would never betray him, but not everyone sees him like this. Some people would betray him. Heyman stared directly at Roman Reigns as he spoke, while Reigns looked past him. Reigns finally turned his attention to the wise man and asked how he could betray him like this. Because they're chanting, you fucked up, you fucked up. And Roman goes, yeah, he kind of did. Heyman said, it was not a betrayal, but I was paying back a favor that was owed because I had to help the family. Roman was confused. You normally pay back a favor yourself. The only person getting screwed in this scenario is me. Roman would never ask for a favor of the wise man. You take what you want. Reigns never asked anyone to join War Games. It was not his idea to bring in Punk. He never asked for this, and he shouldn't have to owe him anything. He said it's your dumbass favor. That popped me. This then led to Seth Rollins coming out. What the fuck was this man wearing? It's supposed to be like some sort of tactical vest. Fishing vest almost. I don't know. Rollins came out and said that Reigns was finally starting to put the pieces together after all these years. Reigns was just missing one piece, but it was a little too late for him now. Rollins still wanted to end him at WrestleMania because it was still the right thing to do. Rollins called this the most important triple threat match in the history of this industry because the winner of this match will be the future of this industry. The person that wins this match will define what is next for this company. And that person, well, can't be Roman Reigns, because if the industry was filled with people who only showed up when it was at their convenience and wanted everyone else to do their dirty work, the company, the business, the industry, it would die. If the industry was filled with people like CM Punk, who picked up their ball and went home only to come back as a leech off other people's success, it would die. Rollins didn't want the business to die, and it wouldn't if it was filled with more people like him. People who sacrificed and would always do what's, quote, best for business. Don't tell me the authority's coming back. Don't. There can only be one, and it has to be him. The model, the standard for this company, this industry, this business. The piece that Reigns hasn't yet figured out was that favors didn't happen by chance. They're a choice. Rollins chose not to put Heyman in the hospital last week, and now Heyman could choose to pay that favor back. Still stupid as fuck. I don't understand this at all. Heyman was a scumbag, and Rollins accepted nothing more. Heyman chose to be in Punk's corner, not had to be in Punk's corner. It wasn't just a betrayal. Heyman was choosing Punk over Reigns, and Reigns had to figure out why he was choosing Punk over him. Reigns said that Rollins, you're right. Heyman did make a choice. Reigns made his choice too, and it looked like he was going to hit Paul, but then he clotheslined Rollins right down to the mat, shoved him into the ring post. Heyman was delighted by this and acknowledged his tribal chief. However, Reigns pie-faced him and shoved him down to the mat as well. This then led to Paul Heyman's best friend CM Punk running out and going after Roman Reigns, knocking him out of the ring. Punk then checked on Heyman, but turned around to a spear by Reigns. Rollins would then jump into the ring and hit Reigns, that is, in the back with a steel chair, where Michael Cole kept yelling, "That's the same way he hit him when he broke up the Shield. That's the same way he hit him with the chair when the Shield broke up, Pat." Rollins, in his large boot, then handed out curb stomps to both Punk and Reigns. Heyman looked on in fear as Rollins was the one to stand tall at the end of the segment. Now, if I'm making a prediction here, I say Punk wins at Mania. I liked the segment. I thought it was really good. I thought it was effective. A little kind of, I still don't get the whole Paul owes me because I didn't hurt him last week thing from Rollins. But other than that, I liked it. What did you think of the segment? And who do you think is winning at Mania?
Well, I thought the segment was pretty good. And like you said, I think Punk's winning.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to lead to Paul Heyman going back to Punk.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
I think that was the favor. I think that's what they're talking about.
Well, the favor is, I want you to help me win Paul at WrestleMania. That's the favor. I want you to be in my corner to help me, not Roman. Whether there's a second layer to the favor that we find out at Mania, we'll see. Or if it's not a favor at all, and this has all been the plan for Heyman to turn on Roman. You know, maybe the favor, calling it a favor, is all a ploy, a ruse, as they say. But we'll see. We will see indeed. With all of that, that was Monday Night Raw. I thought a really good show. Go home for WrestleMania. Now we want to know what you guys thought of the show as we go and refresh all these polls really fast. Refresh the poll. Wow. A lot of people on Twitter like this show. I will say that. So as far as the threads poll does go, 56% like the show, 44% thought it was just all right. Now, granted, I did start the polls a little late, so we don't got the normal amount of votes. 84% on Twitter liked the show, 12% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. Looking at the community tab, if it wants to refresh here, 72% liked the show, 21% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. As far as the live poll does go, 76% liked the show, 17% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. And finally, as far as the Twitch poll, 80% liked it, 20% didn't. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. But Luke, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me over at Twitter X at Petke_21. And you can also find me over at Twitch at Young Grasshopper Luke.
With that, guys, do remember we won't be having, and I know it's a big show this week, but we won't be doing an AEW Dynamite review this week as I'll be out of town. I leave for Dallas, Texas tomorrow morning, and I won't be back till probably like midday, early afternoon on Friday. So I will be back in time to do the SmackDown review. And then we will maybe talk Hall of Fame. I don't know if I'll do anything Hall of Fame related or not, as far as like a review or watch along. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I do a watch along Hall of Fame. That'd be fun. I don't know. But we'll see how that all does go on Friday. But again, no Dynamite review this week. If there's any like big news coming out of Dynamite, I will give you guys some news and updates because I will still be doing that while I'm gone. I got a phone. I've done it before for you guys. Just, hey, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So I will try to keep you guys updated. Follow the Instagram. That's where I'll try to keep you guys updated. It's Twitch, Twitter, not Twitch, but Twitter, Instagram, and then YouTube. With that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you back here Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. Have a good one, guys. All right, if you're still watching live on Twitch,